Reaching the summit. That moment of utter satisfaction for mountaineers the world over. Climbers like Lynn Hill from the Sunshine State of California. A free climber, she trains in the Yosemite National Park. Valerio Bertoglio comes from Italy. He's a pioneer of athletic climbing, running up mountains. Both athletes believe that to arrive at the top, it's essential to work hard, to stay motivated, to prepare conscientiously. But at no time must the preparation be allowed to kill off the sense of enjoyment, of fun, even in competition. Lynn Hill started climbing at the age of 14. Trees at first, then the lampposts along her street. After discovering rock faces, she developed rapidly into one of the best free climbers in the world. By the time Lynn was in her mid-20s, she had taken up competitive climbing. She became very successful and won numerous titles. Her philosophy: always forget the worries, dominate the fear, think only of the climb. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Atlantic, Valerio Bertoglio was setting off to try and become the fastest man ever to climb and then descend the mighty Matterhorn. Both athletes have decided to add an extra ingredient to spice up their mountaineering: to climb against the clock. For Lynn, what better place to practice than the stunning Sierras, just 140 miles east of her native San Francisco.
Maybe I've forgotten the name and the address of everyone I've ever known. There's nothing I regret. Save it for another day. It's the schoolmates and the kids have run away.
The capital, rising 3,000 feet from the floor of the Yosemite Valley, the perfect challenge.
War is won.
20 years earlier, Warren Harding and Royal Robbins, pioneers of modern free climbing, had based themselves here. A relaxed atmosphere prevailed. Ascents were leisurely. Today, training is far more intense. The emphasis is on speed and performance. Using the latest equipment, it now only takes LYNN a few hours to complete climbs that would have taken them weeks. To this Californian, climbing is all about looking, searching, feeling, knowing instinctively where to place her hands and her feet. It's a complex process, but the more she climbs, the more spontaneous it all becomes. At the age of 34, Lynn Hill is at peace with her world. "50 minutes have elapsed since Valerio Bertoglio set off from the town of CERVINIA on the Swiss-Italian border. Now he's high up on the Matterhorn, approaching the Carroll refuge. Still ahead of him, a climb of over 3,000 feet, some of it with sections graded 3 and 4, climbs that would normally require the protection of a rope. The previous record for this round trip was set at 8 hours. Valerio is sure that he can cut it down to under 5. But to have any chance of that, he knows that he must reach the summit within the next couple of hours. The decision to make the attempt grew from Valerio's conviction that most climbers don't have the mentality of trained athletes. He says that when you're on rock, you don't rely on your arms much until you're climbing above grade 5. Most of the time you're using your legs and your eyes, shifting your weight, keeping yourself moving. So because he's always combined climbing with running, Valerio is confident. But higher up, there is still the Cresta del Leone to test him. Valerio comes upon 2 other climbers secured to the rock. It's a risky moment, but he passes them in a trice. It makes his head spin. He feels so sure of himself, as though he can't fall off. Two hours and 49 minutes into the climb, the 39-year-old Italian reaches the summit. But there's no time to admire the view. Far below him, CERVINIA beckons, more than 1.5 miles away. Now, the most dangerous phase of the attempt begins. 'Ascending as quickly as he can, Valerio keeps an eye on his chronometer. He's dropping behind his own punishing schedule, and he's starting to feel the strain. Stamina is a prime factor in all endurance sport, and now Valerio is having to dig deep into his reserves. It is an unconventional way to go climbing. In the rarefied air, it's physically very demanding. But even with his pulse racing and his lungs gasping, Valerio's pain is outweighed by the sense of freedom that he feels whenever he's running in these mountains. At heart, he's a rebel climber, a marathon mountaineer. The severity of the rock face gives way to the soft pasture of the lower valley. And so, on the 10th of August 1990, Valerio Bertoglio achieves the seemingly impossible. From CERVINIA, he has scaled the Matterhorn, a round trip completed in an incredible 4 hours, 16 minutes and 26 seconds. His reaction? Well, I did make a few mistakes. If I have another go, I think I can do better.